How's it going, guys? Welcome here to Barca Variety, and welcome here to the press conference of Ronald Koeman. Ronald Koeman speaks ahead of Celta Vigo, but most importantly, he speaks because his job is on the line as Barcelona coach next season. We're going to be talking about his words in full length and in full detail. So let's get started. And if we do get started with his opening statement and his opening words, he says the important thing is to believe, continue, and try to win all the games that remain. We know that we have it very difficult, but we have to continue. But then he does get a question asking what happened in the meeting between you and Juan Laporta. Now let me explain to you the situation, guys. There was a meeting between Ronald Koeman and Juan Laporta, and it basically took place so Laporta can understand from Ronald Koeman what happened, what is happening to this team's form. We have been performing poorly in recent games, and what is happening. Juan Laporta wanted an explanation, and Ronald Koeman, he didn't want to give too much away. He says, I could not say a lot about the meeting with Laporta. Of course, we have commented on the latest results, the situation of the team, and we have agreed that we will evaluate everything when the season ends. And that there is respect from Juan Laporta to Ronald Koeman. Because you have to wait until the end of the season to make a decision on Ronald Koeman's future, because that would give him the respect he deserves. But then, he does get another question about his future. Will you be coach next season? He says, I can, and I want to continue as the Barca coach if I have the maximum confidence of the president and the club. We will talk about it after the season. It will be the time to talk. I want to continue. I am happy. I see room to improve many things, and we're on a path that won't end this year. But then, that wasn't it from Ronald Koeman. He says, and he kept on saying this in his press conference, he said, for me, it's important to analyze the entire season, not just the last two games. Seeing how things were when we arrived, and everything that has been done throughout the year. In my opinion, there are many positive things this season. To say that everything was perfect, and 2 weeks later, everything is horrible, I don't think that's fair. But then, another question about his future, and Ronald Koeman was growing in frustration over these questions. He got a question saying, what could happen next season? He says, with a little bit of frustration, he says, I'm not going to think about what could happen. For now, we have agreed to talk when the season ends. Then, I will answer this question. But then, this was a very, very interesting question. He got a question saying, do you feel that you are supported by the dressing room? Because there were reports that the dressing room had so much respect for Ronald Koeman because he is a Barca legend, and they had so much respect for the mentality he gave them. But one thing that the dressing room were concerned were Ronald Koeman's in-game management, Ronald Koeman's tactics, substitutions, starting 11s. This is where the dressing room lost respect for Ronald Koeman, and they were worried that this would affect the club and affect their games. And this is why this question came, and Ronald Koeman said, I feel very, very supported by the dressing room. And this thing and situation is always complicated because there are players who play a lot, and there are also players who don't play a lot. I always try to make things clear. I talk to the player, I make decisions, and I think about the club. This is one thing about Ronald Koeman that is 100% wrong. That he plays the players that he wants to play full 90 minutes each game. But then the players that he doesn't want to play, he doesn't even give them 10 minutes off the bench. That is how much Ronald Koeman is strict in his starting 11 and his substitutes. And Ronald Koeman, it will hurt him in the end. He really needs to play Ricky Puig, give him a chance. Play Miralem Pjanic, give him a chance. Trincao, what happened to Francisco Trincao? He is a young player that is a really, really good winger, and I would love to see him take a chance tomorrow. But then, there was a question concerning Oscar Mingueza because Oscar Mingueza has left the first team to go and help the B team reach their promotion, and Oscar Mingueza, believe it or not, he is still in the B team, but he will go to the first team next season. And he got a question: is it you? Explain us the situation. What happened? Do you not need Oscar Mingueza? He says, I have let Oscar Mingueza go to the B team for tour. I think the player must be thanked because he wanted to help his teammates for promotion, and we must value him. And La Liga is basically over, so there is no mistake in letting Oscar Mingueza go to help the B team. And of course, we will hope that the B team can get their promotion. But then, this is another interesting question. Whenever he is asked about the dressing room or the players, it is always very, very interesting to see how Ronald Koeman responds to these type of questions. He got a question saying, "Are you disappointed in your players?" Ronald Koeman said, "No, I'm definitely not disappointed with my players. I'm with them every single day, and for them, it has been a very, very difficult season. There are 5 out of 6 players who have missed 35 out of 40 games. And of course, speaking about injuries." But then, you got a question saying, what does this team need to improve on? What do you need to improve? Do you need to improve creativity in the midfield? Do you need to improve your defense, your attacking chances? What type of things do you need to improve? And of course, we all know it's the defense, but Ronald Koeman, he didn't say that. He said, we are the team that generates the most chances to score, together with Manchester City. It's true that there are things to improve, such as the effectiveness of the midfielders. And this is very, very surprising because we have some great, great midfielders. You look at Frankie de Jong, look at Busquets, you look at Pedri. That trio is brilliant, but they lack the attacking threat. Ronald Koeman is asking for them to do more in attack. Not necessarily Busquets, but he's speaking about Pedri and Frankie de Jong. And this is why you need to rotate that midfield. You've got so many players to rotate with. You've got Miralem Pjanic, you've got Ricky Puig, you've got Ilyas Mariba. But to be fair, he has given Ilyas Mariba chances, but we need to improve. What he simply said, and what he basically said, we need to be clinical and improve effectiveness of the midfielders. But then, he does go on to say, in the last 2 weeks, I have felt a little mistreated. You have to analyze the entire season, not just the last 3 to 2 games. I don't agree with the media saying we did a bad job. And that concluded Ronald Koeman's press conference, and that is simply how it ended. And Ronald Koeman, not happy at all with the media and the rumors surrounding his future, and that these are all the words of Ronald Koeman ahead of Celta Vigo. And this clash is not important for Barcelona. It's not important for La Liga, but it is important for Ronald Koeman to show that he can get this team back up so he can keep his job. And guys, I will be bringing you the match preview of Barcelona versus Celta Vigo as soon as I finish this. I will start working on it. But if you did enjoy this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more videos, and I will see you in the match preview.